Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me? Loud and clear. I hope you can. All right. So, once again, waiting to pick my daughter from after school pals. And so, I'm doing this. But guess what? I am prepared. So, I got my little notes. Yeah, as usual. Can you see my nails as well? So, the last time, no, not the last time, I wrote something on family planning. Yeah, because, do you know Kevin on stage? He shared something of a young lady who basically, as soon as she has baby, she get pregnant and have the next one. And I thought, with all the debates that were going on in America, and nobody, not once, I heard at least, anyone talking about family planning, contraceptive, after morning pill. I mean, I've been there, done that. Safe sex condom, etc. And you know what? This is not my topic now, but thinking about it, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and so it would be appropriate to touch on that subject. Yeah, not once in all the debates in America about abortion and everything I've heard anyone talk about safe sex, i.e., family planning, or condom. After morning pill is another one. Come on. So I'm gonna just leave that there, and today I want to talk about the brain and some of the functions. Yeah, and it's fitting because it's half term time, and so I have work tomorrow training, but the students have broke up today for half term, so I'm excited about that. Yes. All right, so looking at my little card here and about the brain development. So as you know, I work with teenagers who have autism, and prior to when I did my level 3 in teaching and supporting organization, we did the different developmental levels, and the teenage years was one that fascinated me, not knowing I would be working with teens or adolescents, yeah, with autism. And so, glory hallelujah, I can see people going in their cars, other cars leaving. But the brain, so without being too technical, I suppose, their hormones, yeah, especially puberty, you have all those hormonal activities happening. Yes. And so I'd come across it, and then I heard about it through an intro to something called Thrive training, which is a tool that educators can use with an autistic person. Let me just put a full stop there. So I have here that it says, before I go into memory and life lived experiences, it says, in addition, brain development teens, and there's this phrase used, the roller coaster. Yes, so the mood swings and all of that. Yes, and that's because the cortex development. Yes, well, that's the bit. So no, the hypothalamus is the one that deals with the estrogen, which develops at a much quicker rate than the cortex, that develops at a slower rate. And so with teenagers, they have this hormonal development which is at speed, so I can't get my words out quick enough. That's developing way quicker than the other parts of the brain, which is to do with problem solving, thinking, etc. And I thought that's important because, you know, when you're working with challenging behaviors, especially, it helps to understand how the mind works. Now, well, let me just keep it simple. With learning disability now, or an autistic person. So my students, for example, most of them have had some sort of trauma, yes, which will further impact their, what we call the maturity level. Yes, so I don't want to talk out of context, but that being able, the thinking part of their brain, and not to say they're not intelligent, but the problem solving, that maturity, because even with, I'm using my terminologies now, with neurotypical persons, teenager, they still have the cortex being developed, well, not as quickly in teenage years, as the hypothalamus, which is responsible for the emotional side, where you have, you know, estrogen production, etc., happening at a much faster rate. So, you know, a bit of knowledge is always good, and it's something that I think when I'm talking with friends or family, you know, it's good to have that understanding. Let me see, a few months ago I did another, well, it was more of an informal, I want to call it training, but like a workshop, where they talked about a different part of the brain that deals or takes in bereavement. And the person who led it was Tanya Maynard, and it was really good. And so she talked about the memory, you know, and one of the reasons why bereavement can be difficult, in most instances it is, because of that memory. And that's a different part of the brain. The brain is huge. We talk about the brain, but there are different parts responsible for different functioning. And so we don't really, even from a Christian point of view, when you think about the church and individuals and how we behave and how we interact with each other, and we don't really talk about the brain, you know, the function, the different parts and their functioning. Yeah, hallelujah, I get so excited because I've seen so much lack of knowledge, understanding, and to be honest, well, what is ignorance? And so, you know, I mean, I've had my own journey, I've had my own struggles, challenges, And I can think back to not having the knowledge and the understanding that I have now, which is helping me and helping others because it helps my students. And so, that lack of not having the knowledge and the understanding, and therefore having that lack, oh my God, oh my God. And on a spiritual level, I'm just checking because it's 10 minutes, I don't want this to go too long. From a spiritual level as well, I believe that God has gifted us, but we all develop at different speed. And so, I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong or right, but before one can understand themselves, their purpose, their gifts, I think the adversary tries to prevent you from knowing or take you out. And so that's another reason why I'm passionate, because without knowing, to be able to understand, my God, that speaks for itself. So I know this is probably not as I'm not even thinking about me in this moment. It's a topic that I've always wanted to discuss, and discuss what I do a bit more, so I'm sort of checking out now, but yeah, next time, bye.